If you are new to our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now back to the Wisconsin Vegetable Garden Radio Show with your hosts, Joey and Holly Baird.
So happy you've joined us on this Saturday morning for the first show of Season 2 of the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show. If you've got a question, you're more than welcome to call in on the IV Organic 3-in-1 Plant Guard hotline.
IV Organic 3-in-1 Plant Guard naturally protects plants against damaging sunburn, insects, and rodents, protects newly installed plants and trees, shields pruned and damaged surfaces for use on your roses, fruit and nut trees, ornamental trees, and shrubs. This product is non-toxic, environmentally safe, and organic. For more information, visit ivorganics.com. You can call in right now to our hotline at 414-444-5250. If you've got a gardening question, comments, or opinion, you can give us a call.
And you can always tweet us at Twitter handle TWVG Show or hashtag TWVG, as well as TWVGshow at gmail.com anytime. And again, if you'd like to sign up for our weekly email where you get everything that we do, tweet TWVG to 345-345. So we've got a number of questions that have come in through email, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. First one is... Holly and Joy, can you suggest a low-acid tomato that would grow well here in Wisconsin? I would like a large slicing tomato, low-acid. Thank you, Richard. So what can we give Richard for some low-acid suggestions for tomatoes?
Definitely a yellow or white tomato, and you might think I've never heard of those. Well, it's probably because they're not typically commercially available. So you would have to start your own seeds, and that's why we're bringing this question up, because we are talking about seed starting. So white or yellow tomatoes, so something like a yellow brandywine. Was that a white snowball?
White snowball, right, which is a white cherry, or giant white. Yeah.
That's what it was. So those are low acid.
And basically the guideline is anything that's not a red tomato is a lower acidity tomato. Red tomatoes typically have a very good level of acidity to it, so if you want something a little different, then that would be what you want to use.
So that's a good question. So somebody asked, I'm making raised beds. I'm in Wisconsin. Is 12-inch beds high enough? 12-inch beds are more than enough. Now, if you're going to try to grow something excessive, like parsnips, you want something, natural ground, because they can get 18, 24 inches deep if all conditions are correct. But just for most regular gardening, 12-inch beds.
Even 8 or 10 would be adequate, because you're not filling it up to the brim. We're not level filling it with the boards on the side of the raised bed. We're wanting about an inch below.
So that's why they say 12-inch, especially for tomatoes. If you have a nice compost in there, those tomato roots could get a little deep, so you definitely want to do that 12 inches.
Right.
I wouldn't go much.
You could squeeze 10 out of it if you want to save a little bit on lumber, but invest and be rewarded later on.
If you're building raised beds, you might as well just invest in that.
Right. What does, we get this question a lot, what does organic mean? Is it just a fancy term so stores can charge more money for the product?
No, organic means it's grown and raised in organic growing conditions, which is, if it's certified organic, it means a government agency like the USDA has given that certification, which means that it's grown without any chemicals, pesticides, harmful herbicides. Is not just a fancy phrase. It means that it's been certified organic. It's gone through.
There's a lot of paperwork, a lot of certification, a lot of people, agents randomly doing searches or viewing the operation to make sure.
Now, if you see the phrase natural,
okay, that's a different phrase.
That's definitely a marketing term. But if it says certified organic...
Well, natural is made from natural ingredients. It's not certified...
People slap natural on anything these days. It's just a BS marketing term. Yeah, back in the day maybe, but now it's like, this is natural. That a lot of things are natural now. So you definitely want to make sure, if you are choosing to go organic, to look for that organic label.
When seed starting, I have tried seed starting inside and have failed. The plants go to bolt. I have them by a window. What am I doing wrong?
Well, for one, if you have them by a window, they could possibly be too leggy.
Well, they're getting too leggy. I think that's what they're referring to. So there's a couple of issues that can occur here when you're starting your seeds indoors that we didn't cover in the second segment. One is abrupt changes in environmental temperatures. So if you're going from 68 to 80 to 45, that kind of abrupt change, that can cause these plants to go to bolt. And this happens outside as well. You get a real warm day, a real cold day, they go into stress and they become stressed and they bolt, which means they go to seed. They're starting the reproductive cycle because they don't believe they can grow through the full duration of their life cycle. So they immediately put seed pods on to carry on the traits to the next generation. Another thing could be underwatering or watering unfrequently, not regularly. By watering too much, watering not enough, letting the plant dry out, putting too water to it, you're stressing the plant out. That can also be a problem as well. So there's a lot of contributing factors to why your plants may bolt indoors. We've had this happen with celery a couple of years ago, and it was from forgetting to water the seedling and then watering it and then putting it through a stress cycle where the seed pods did go on occur on the plant. All right, so what about this one here? How long does it take jicama to grow? I'm upstate New York, but did not know that you could grow them. I thought they needed a longer season. I look forward to the garden results that you are going with.
So
first, what's jicama?
Jicama is a root crop. It's from South America, and it's kind of like a less starchy potato with like a little sweeter, similar to an apple. It's really good raw. You can eat it raw, or you can put it. I don't know if I guess you can cook it. I mean,
you've never cooked it. You've just ate it. You've ate it like an apple. You've peeled it and ate it. You can also make jicama fries. I do know that.
Okay. So that's what a jicama is, and it prefers full sun and a fair amount of space, like a tomato. But it is a root crop. It can be planted outside once it's hard enough. Now, what will happen is that it does need about 4 months to get at least to get small roots. So, are we going to get some giant jicama? Probably not, but we're going to get some.
Jicama in tropical areas or warm climate areas, southern United States, South America, 9 months is what's required to get a full up to 9-pound root. Here, 4 months, we should be able to get at least a ½ pound to a pound root if all conditions are correct. So that's what we're doing. Holly likes them. We're going to make the attempt. We've seen, we've read, we've researched, and people say that it can be done. So we're going to take a shot at it and see what we can make happen.
You also you pinch off the seeds and the flowers.
Yeah, everything is poisonous on the plant except for the root. The leaves, the seeds, the flowers, all poisonous except for that tuber that forms later in the year when the daylight gets about 9 hours and shorter. That's when that root develops. So something to keep in mind there.
Shout out to the people that figured this out a long time ago. So can you use cinnamon on other seed starting besides brassicas? I have problems with mold on the top of my seed starting mix. You said it has antifungal properties. We sprinkle cinnamon.
We didn't say that. That was in a video. That was a response to. Cinnamon has, yes. When you start your seeds, or any seeds, you can sprinkle regular kitchen cinnamon, dusting on it, and it actually has antifungal properties which will eat away or disrupt the fungal on top of the seed starting mix. If you overwater it, fungal mold can develop, even at the microscopical level. Using that cinnamon will keep that away. That also will prevent a disease called damping off, which actually eats away at the stalk of your seedling and causes them to fall over and die. So that combination of the cinnamon will help prevent both of those when it comes to damping off and fungals or mold on the top of your seed starting mix. Let's go with...
so there's a question. There was also a compliment. You spoke about the Happy Leaf Grow Light are great for brassicas to prevent legginess. I do not have a Happy Leaf at this time. It's still a good time to start my brassica plants. Here's a compliment. Also caught you guys at the Garden Expo in Madison. I really enjoyed your presentation. You've definitely got a fan in me. We're not on the air at this time when we go to the Garden Expo in Madison, but if you get a chance and you think about it next February, we always speak there. It's the second weekend in February in Madison.
So with the Happy Leaf and the brassicas, yes, you can start your brassicas now. We've got our Brussels sprouts or cabbage and our kale started. The Happy Leaf does a tremendous job to prevent legginess, but you do not necessarily need that, as I spoke about in the second segment. You don't need a grow light to start seeds indoors. We did it for a number of years with a west-facing window, and things worked fine. But in anything in life, if you put a little money towards it, invest it, make the project or the job a little easier by getting products or items that help for that specific endeavor, then it does make a tremendous difference. And again, we have that coupon code available on the website with that. So yeah, brassicas, broccoli, cauliflower. Now, the brassicas like kohlrabi, that's a brassica. You want to direct sow that. You don't want to start that indoors. Some people do. It's just easier to direct sow it, and that takes 50 to 60 days based on if you're the white variety or the red variety in that. Let's see. This happens when you plant. That's another. How do you keep your carrots so long? How do you store your carrots so long? We harvest them in midsummer last year, and we're still using them.
Right. So what we did is that
we posted this picture. This question came because we posted on social media that we were still using it for a roast.
Right.
We were putting carrots and onions and potatoes in our roast, and that's where this question derived from.
So what we do is that first we don't clean the dirt off the carrots. That dirt acts as a natural barrier, I guess. So that's one thing, is that it's happy in their home. We don't rinse the carrots off before we store them. And then we simply just store them in plastic bags, like zip-top bags, in our fridge.
Yeah, in the bottom of the crisper. And yes, they do get some green tops on them. They do get some roots that start to develop, some hairy roots. Just cut and peel those off, and you're perfectly fine.
Yeah,
we both ate that stew, and we're okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for checking out the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show. For more, go to the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com for full length in-studio video and podcast replay of Season 1. Season 2 underway and added weekly. Tweet us at TWVG Show or hashtag TWVG to be part of the program.